that there's so many issues folks are organizing, that young people are organizing on in their communities. And how do we as older people really support that organizing and not try to take it over?
A part of what we were hearing from our folks is how important community is.
How we have to be in right relationship with one another. We have to have community to even begin to organize around creating the things that we want.
The voting age and how that's restrictive of young people, possibly intentionally so, probably intentionally so, and just the frustration that a lot of young people can feel.
That they know the truth about how to engage in the process, that they've practiced how to engage in the process, but more importantly, I think because I'm an organizer, my mind goes, well, do they know how to hold their elected officials accountable?
That how capitalism is wrapped around like racism and sexism and classism, and because of that, it's just like as soon as you even remove capitalism from the conversation, you see something else.
Tessa has this comment in the chat about capitalism is way more than an economic system, it's a total way of life.
I appreciate how younger people are unapologetic to talk about capitalism and these economics the way that my generation X has not or does not.
That there's a reason people stay, there's a reason people fight, there's people who cannot leave, and that's why we stay.
And specifically, like, what type of legacy do you want to leave for younger organizers like you?
And pass it on to the next generation, because there's younger and younger organizers coming up.
We talked about the importance of culturally competent care, how there's such a lack of cultural competence in our healthcare professionals in Ohio and everywhere.
Too often I feel like my life and the value of my life has been controlled by the state to determine, like how I show up in spaces, how I'm received, how I'm viewed, if we're able to have access to, just things that are just should be a given right, like clean water and affordable education, just things like that.
Freedom from the state being state violence and just state repression being an important part of the reproductive justice conversation.
In order to be able to share these stories, that we need to have spaces like this where we can be brave and feel safe enough to share, and that we don't have enough spaces like this.
It's about way more than abortion and childbirth. It's about being able to raise your children and live with your family, whether it's your biological family or your chosen family. Because without that, what is like, how is life worth living?
And so if we're not around people we love, if we don't have a circle of people around us who is pouring into us, then we can't possibly be viable human beings. That is how we thrive as a people.